This is how I solved the challenge of inserting the correct alternate text for the image of the month. When we displayed the image in the previous chapter, we used the first 3 letters of the month's name, which were part of the image file name, and the code to do that is on line 2. We used the date function and passed it a format string of uppercase M, which gets the first 3 letters of a month's name. So to solve this particular problem, I went back to the documentation for the date function on the PHP website and scrolled down, looked at the format characters, and in month, lowercase n gives you a numeric representation of a month without leading zeros, 1 through 12. So that's what I decided to use. So back in my editor, I created a new variable called month number and used the date function with a lowercase n as the format string. And then all the text that I'm going to use as the alternate text, I converted into an array. And to save time, I'm going to open that from a text file. You can find the text file in the h&p_check folder, and it's in the 04_04 folder, and it's called specials_alt.txt. And I'm just going to copy that, go back to my editing program and paste it in. I've used the conventional way of creating an array using the array keyword and putting a comma-separated list between a pair of parentheses. Each line is a string and it ends with a comma, so that separates each element. You don't need to format arrays like this, but it's extremely useful when you've got lots of long items in an array. It makes it a lot easier to read and a lot easier to maintain. Now, to work out how to get the correct alternate text into the page, let's first examine what the array contains by using the print_r function, and the array is called specials_alt. So that's the argument that we will pass to print_r, specials_alt, and then just save the page. Now we need to load that into a browser. Create a new tab, and the address is localhost /Hansel and Petal /index.php. Now it's come up above the top of the page. That doesn't really matter. It's purely and simply for testing. It's a bit difficult to read like that, so if we right click and view page source, we can now see it laid out like that. And let me just zoom in a little bit. And we can see that we've got an array, and the first array item is 0, 1, 2, down to 11. Now, months are numbered 1 through 12. There are 2 ways we could deal with this. One is to add a dummy item at the beginning of the array, so January becomes 1. And the other way is simply to do a calculation using PHP. So let's go back to our editor. And we don't want print_r anymore, so let's just comment that out. And then down in the alt text, where is it? There it is, on line 106. So replace fresh tulips with a PHP code block. And in there, we want to echo, and it'll be one of the array elements. So it'll be specials, alt, and then a square bracket after that. And we've got month number as a variable, but month number won't be correct because arrays go from 0, but months go from 1 to 12. So we need to deduct 1 from that month number. So -1, and then the closing square bracket, and we'll finish off with our semicolon, and we will save it. We'll go back to our browser and refresh the page. Now, of course, you can't see the alternate text there, but if I right-click and inspect element, we look down here, there is the alternate text, October special, purple orchids, problem solved. So let's just look at the code again. There it is. I'm echoing specials alt, which is an array, and it's got 12 elements in it, numbered from 0 to 11. Month number will always be a number between 1 and 12. So I need to deduct 1 from that to be able to get the correct index for the array element that I want. The There are several other ways you could have approached this problem, but I chose this one because it's simple and it illustrates how you can change the value of variables on the fly. I've changed the value of month number by just deducting 1 from it. The months always follow in the same order. There are always 12 of them. So getting the month number from the date function was very easy, and all that was necessary was to subtract 1 from its value to get the key for the appropriate array element.